Assembly 30 days after the quarter has ended. 4, that the County Executive Committee members are supposed to respond to statements raised to their departments within 7 days after receipt of the inquiry. 5, Section 47(3) of the County Government Act states that the governor shall submit the annual performance reports of the County Executive Committee in Public Service to the County Assembly for consideration. 6, Section 32(j), the governor shall submit to the County Assembly an annual report on the implementation status of the county policies and plans. And 7, that the County Executive Committee members must act on the recommendations from the County Assembly within 60 days. And then lastly, the committee recommendations. The liaison committee, after deliberations, made the following recommendations. Number 1, that all the 11 departments provide both financial and non-financial reports for the last financial year 2022-2023 and quarter report for the month between July to September 2023 within 7 days of the approval of this report. 2, that both financial and non-financial reports from departments be availed to the respective county assembly committees within 30 days after the quarter has ended. 3, that the county executive committee members respond to statements promptly within 7 days. 4, that each county executive committee member act on the recommendations of the assembly and consequently inform their respective committees through quarterly reports. 5, that His Excellency the Governor submit annual performance reports to the County Executive Committee and the County Public Service to the County Assembly as per Section 47(3) of the County Government Act of 2012. 6, that each County Assembly Sectoral Committee, upon receipt of the said reports from their respective County Executive Department, submit a detailed report within 30 days for consideration by the House. 7, that His Excellency the Governor submits to the County Assembly annual report of the implementation status of the county policies and plans as by Section 32(j) of the County Government Act. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee wishes to thank your office and the clerk, Office of the Clerk, for the support extended to its execution of its mandate. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is my present duty, first one, to Standing Order number 195-2, to present the status report of the statement raised by Honorable Esron Ngetich for consideration by this Honorable House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Deputy Speaker, the Chairperson Liaison, for the report on the statement raised by the Esron Ngetich. And I must applaud the committee for a good work done. Honorable members, if you can recall, this was a directive yesterday to liaison committee to sit and inquire from each chairperson on whether they have received those reports as envisaged in the laws of this land. And of course, as you have heard, the chairperson liaison did that exactly, and it came up with recommendations. Honorable members, since the Honorable Esron Ngetich is here, perhaps I will give you an opportunity to comment on the same, so that we can proceed to the other order of business. And maybe as you prepare, Chair Liaison, it is true that this is a very important part of the deliberations, and therefore, after receipts of those quarterly and the annual half-year reports and all those reports, the House must be informed in a proper manner. And I hope that the executive, I wish the leader of majority, but the deputy majority leader is here, and you know that you are the link between this assembly and the county executive this matter should be taken seriously, and I hope you will have a discussion, especially on the top leadership of the executive, on the importance of submitting these reports on time. The Honorable Ezra Ngetich.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir, for the opportunity you have granted me, Mr. Speaker, so that I can comment on this statement response by Honorable Chairman Lyson, Honorable Deputy Speaker Eric Bates, representing the people of Kipchebor. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, because of the yesterday when I raised a statement concerning the quarterly reports, Mr. Speaker, as per Article 183, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you find that the reason why we are not moving on a right direction and without clear checks and balances is because we have not been given quarterly reports, Mr. Speaker, both financial and non-financial and quarterly reports, Mr. Speaker. And that is now where the lapses comes in. So, Mr. Speaker, remember that the entire last financial year, the 2022-2023 financial year, the year elapsed without quarterly reports. And when the year elapsed, we didn't receive again what we call financial report. And now we are in the elapse of the first quarter of this financial year and without any report, Mr. Speaker. And during last and committee, Mr. Speaker, we did confirm as per this report that there is no any sectorial committee had received any sectorial report from various departments, Mr. Speaker. And this is not only affecting the county executive, even the county assembly, Mr. Speaker. We should at the same time ask the board members, Mr. Speaker, the assembly administration, Mr. Speaker, to furnish the department, to furnish our relevant sectorial committee with quarterly reports, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I do support the recommendation by the liaison committee that all the 11 sectorial 11 departments provide the financial last year financial report for 2022-2023 and quarterly report between July to September within 7 days of the approval, Mr. Speaker. I think, Mr. Speaker, after this, you will give a wisdomic and solemnic ruling about the same, so that we compel the departments, relevant department, Mr. Speaker, to furnish us, every department to furnish us with the financial year for last financial year and quarterly first quarter report of this financial year, so that it helps us to track and
yes, Honorable Ezron Ngetich, you know the point of information is you need to be informed by the Honorable Paul Chirchir.
I don't need any information, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable other honorable members, of course, when you are on a point of order, I will give you, but as you have heard from your colleague, on which point of order, the Honorable Paul Chirchir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me an opportunity as I rise on a point of order. The Speaker, sir, is the members on the floor in order to mislead the House, because quarterly reports by sectoral committees or departmental committees are submitted through one department, that is the Department of Finance. So when you say that the 11 departments submit their quarterly reports to this House, Mr. Speaker, that's misleading. the report comes in as one report through the Department of Finance, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Paul Chichir, of course, you know, this is a house. I guess you are on starting order on a statement of facts. That is what you meant. That one, of course, the chairperson for Liaison would respond to that. Because having read the directive was the reports, be it quarterly, half year, or full, both financial and non-financial. But I don't want to speak to the matter unless you are talking about the issue of submission, but who prepares? That is a question that the chairperson Liaison, I will give you an opportunity to speak to that matter so that you can clarify for the Honorable Paul Chirchir on the same. But maybe before then, Honorable Hezron Ngetich, you finalize so that we give it to the Deputy Speaker so that we can proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I think the Honorable Member Paul Chirchir, representing the great people of Kapsowit, is he himself out of order, Mr. Speaker, because he failed to substantiate on the facts. Because those people who prepares quarterly reports, Mr. Speaker, are department. Various department, Mr. Speaker. So I think he needs to be more informed and to be more guided. Mr. Speaker, as I finalize, Mr. Speaker, is that through your ruling, and after this, Mr. Speaker, which I will not direct you, we will be able to get these reports so that it can assist us in oversight, Mr. Speaker. Because this report, Mr. Speaker, will help us to know how the allocation we did allocate, how it was implemented, how the programs was run, and how effective usage of funds was, Mr. Speaker, so that we can gauge whether the Tabelka, the Wanchikos, or the people whom we represent, Mr. Speaker, in quotes, I said in quotes, Mr. Speaker, is because we want to know if they really did get value for money for in the projects which were rolled out, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to echo the recommendations, and Mr. Speaker, I think by end of this month, Mr. Speaker, we'll have almost closure to the first quarter of the financial year. So I think we will be in a better position to get the last financial quarter financial report and this first quarter report. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to end there and say I support the report by Liaison Committee and for your immediate action, so that at least we get this report, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, the Honorable Hezron Ngetich. Honorable Chairperson, do you need to clarify that, or it is clear on that? You can proceed a minute.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Just to add more information to my friend, Honorable Paul Chirchir, is that when we say the 11 departments provide both financial and non-financials, we do acknowledge the fact that the finance, for financials, it is the CC Finance who compiles for all departments, but they originate from every department that is expending their budget. So in our report, it was only wise that we put financials and non-financials, because the non-financials are programs and activities that each department has done for the last 1 year in terms of executing their mandate. So if they come together like that, then of course every department will then be able to link what they have done for the last 1 year. So as it is in order that we have to capture both of them to ensure that the financials which are compiled by finance and non-financials are well captured. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, sir, because I've gotten a chance, I wanted just to clarify on the recommendation on the issue of statements, which we have captured again in this recommendation, that we have seen a trend of non-response by the County Executive Committee members on statement raised by honorable members. And we have captured this specific recommendation because we want to make it a habit that once it has been committed before a committee, then the executive within 7 days should at least respond. Even if they are not able to give a full response, they should write back to the county assembly to even ask for more time if the 7 days is less. I'm saying so because if you look at the statement tracker, we have so many pending statements not responded, and this trend must stop. So we hope that when this is submitted before the executive, that should be highlighted, that this assembly has been generating statements on various questions, but the rate of response has been low. So I want that to be highlighted so that this house can get its honor in terms of getting what it was supposed to get as Honorable House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Deputy Speaker. As we conclude, I will also direct that the Committee on Implementation to pick up this matter. I've seen the Vice Chair, especially on recommendation number 1, and report the same next week. That is on Wednesday, 4th October, whether the status report on whether the county executive have submitted those quarterly reports or any other reports after dispatching of this letter this afternoon. So please note that that will be in the order of business that afternoon. Progress report on whether we have you have received any of those reports from the executive. And if that is the case, number 5, your recommendation number 5, that each county assembly sectoral committee upon receipt of the said reports from the respective county executive department submit a detailed report within 30 days for consideration by this house. The clerks, you note that timeline so that those reports will be due to be present, to be tabled by the various chairpersons of the various committees that we have. All right, thank you so much. Having said that, now we can proceed to next order.
Order number 8, motion by the chairman of liaison committee.
Okay, the Honorable Paul Chirchir, I can see your hand is up.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to move a motion of deferment on the report on the consideration of select committee progress by some committee to next week, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I will ask the Honorable Deputy Speaker to second my motion, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Okay. Who is second? Honorable Deputy Speaker, you are the one bringing the motion and seconded.
Yeah, being the mover of the motion,
Yes.
I'm in agreement that we defer, so I second.
Second. Thank you so much, honorable members. That is as per your standing orders number 63, 63D, as well as also 63L. And therefore, having, of course, had the proposal, which is, of course, this is one of the motion which may be moved without notice, I agree, but I'm just left to put the question, to do the necessary by putting the question. And I now rise to put the question that the motion by the Honorable Chairman of Liaison Committee due for this afternoon session be now postponed or deferred to Tuesday, 3rd October 2023 at 9:30 a.m. Will as many of the same opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? Honorable members, the ayes have it. Honorable members, of course, having postponed that motion, and this is actually having consultation with the honorable members, it was agreed that since the members are traveling for their party meeting, it was in order that they prepare on time. And having said that, I received the Honorable Chief Whip has misplaced his car keys, apparently that has sensitive party information that you will need to have them before you travel. So anyone who has seen that car key, please give it to the Chief Whip, because you will need the information that he has in his car. And I hope Chief Whip, everything is safe. Otherwise, honorable members, there being no other order of business this afternoon, this assembly now stands adjourned until next week on Tuesday, October 3rd at 9:30 a.m. 2023.